everyone, welcome back, and today we are playing Midgard Heroic Battles by James Morris. I've been joined by Robin again, who's over here, because we set up the table slightly differently today because of the scenario that we're playing, but we'll come to all of that in a second. Now, this is our second game of Midgard and is going to be our attempt at correcting a few of the mistakes we made in the first game. Not that I don't think we made that many, but there was a couple of salient ones which I think could have changed things a little bit. So this is going to be our attempt at sort of correcting those. So what are we doing? So we are continuing our sort of battles in the Arthurian Age. I will be playing the Arthurians, Robin has brought his Saxons, and we've both added some more units in. Now, games of Midgard are described as being best at around 300 points, and we're both sitting around the 270 mark. What are you on, Robin? You're on
271.
You're on 271, I'm on like 266 or something like that. And yeah, we're building our way up. So hopefully by our next game, we'll have the rules sort of firmly sort of in order and our forces at 300 points as well. Right, so today's scenario, we are playing scenario 3 from the rulebook, which is take the high ground. And the defender has rushed to take up a strong position before offering battle, but one of their contingents is late to arrive. Can the attacker defeat them before reinforcements get there? So we swap things around a little bit here, because last time I was defending and Robin was attacking. So this time I'm going to be attacking and the Saxons are going to be defending. So narratively, we can just say that Arthur, you know, hot on his last victory, has pursued the Saxons across the land back to where their camp is, and the Saxons have chosen to take camp on this hill in sight of these rather impressive standing stones that Robin made in about 48 hours, and they offered battle here. So Robin will be deploying on the hill, and then I will be attacking up the hill, which is why we've set it up like this, because I don't really think Robin's army is going to be doing much moving unless something very different happens. So both of us have got equal points, more or less, but Robin has to choose one of his contingents to be the late arrival, and it has to include at least one hero and 25% of his total force points. So they stay off the table and they arrive later, and they can come in from that table edge over there. So the only sort of specific things for this table is it had to be a hill, and so there you go, we can see we've made quite a large one, which takes up quite a lot of the table. And then we have a sort of wooded area over here, and we have a wooded area over here, which is going to hamper movement a little bit. And we've added a couple of sort of rock piles on here that have either standing stones that have been pulled down, or I don't know, stuff that wasn't used in their creation. So Robin is going to deploy his entire force first of all. He'll be deploying at the top of the hill, and then his entire force that has arrived. The late contingent won't be there, and then I will be deploying my entire attacking force down here. Now the game is going to last 6 turns, at the end of which the force with the highest remaining reputation will win the battle. It also ends if someone has their reputation reduced to 0. Now there's a couple of very minor special rules in this one. The first is the salient points, which are these 3 standing stones here, which are made from
bits of foam and cork and covered in texture and then painted up. So
very nice they are as well. And then we have some of their little sort of baby brothers in the background from some sort of henge. Yeah, previously undiscovered. So first of all, these markers are the key points of the battlefield, and they increase the morale of the side that holds them. So at the end of each turn from turn 3, add 1 reputation token per salient point held by either force. To hold a salient point, a unit or hero must be in contact with it. If the units and heroes of both forces are in contact, no one gets a reputation point. So that's easy enough, and that's from turn 3. And then secondly, late arrivals. So Robin's contingent that has been designated as a late arrival will arrive on the table at the start of turn 4 before mighty deeds are allocated in phase 1. They arrive in a single group, and they will basically be basically appearing from 1 to 2. They appear in over here. 3 to 4, they're going to be in the middle. 5 to 6, they're going to be coming on over there. And that's it. That's it. It's just going to be an uphill slog for the British. Yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do, Robin is going to get deployed. In fact, so am I. So we'll get the forces down and then we'll roll through what we have. Right, so the forces have deployed. As you can see, here are all of the Britons who have sort of surrounded this hill. And on the hill are the vicious Saxons. Robin, why don't you roll through what you've brought this time?
So, seeing as I actually get to start the game with all my heroes this time, I've got Oyston Arseth.
And he's back.
As my army commander.
Okay, and what's he got?
And in his contingent, we've got a unit of young, impetuous warriors, a unit of just your regular spearmen, bit more drilled, your basic, and then his Hearthguard, one of his Hearthguard units behind him, and then a small unit of skirmishers with bows, which will be my only firepower in this phase of the game. Is
that a new addition?
No. I had two of them last time. So then over here we have a new hero, Sven Erik.
Okay.
And if he dies, then he'll come back as Sven Eriksson. And it'll just keep going until... and with him, another unit of the young impetuous spearmen.
Is that these ones here?
Yes, ones at the front. And then 2 units of just regular Gedrith, I think is the word, isn't it? Of regular spearmen. And then off table, Varg has recovered his wounds after his incident at the start of the last game, and he's bringing with him another unit of Hearthguard and another skirmishing unit.
Okay, excellent. Well, Arthur hasn't been lazy. He's expanded his forces as well, but we'll start down here. So Arthur, the young king is here. With him, he has some heavy riders, which are medium riders. He has a standard unit of heavy infantry, and he has an elite unit of heavy infantry as well. He's brought his big brother, or stepbrother, Kay, with him, who brings 2 units of heavy infantry and a unit of skirmishers armed with bows. And then with them, they have their nephew Gawain, who has been off recruiting in Wales. So he has brought along a unit of skirmishers. He has brought along some Welsh allies here, these guys with the red cloaks. So they are sort of a bit more impetuous, slightly lighter armor. They are the new unit. And he's also brought along some light cavalry as well to see if they can get up the hill a little bit quicker. So that's my army. My army comes out at 266, as I already said, and Robin's yours
271.
271.
Which I think we're still getting the same amount of reputation as last time, because there's brackets, isn't there?
Yeah.
So when you move up. So I'm still on 8 reputation at the start.
And so am I, yes. So there we go. So there is the deployment. So, yeah, Robin definitely appears to be at a disadvantage in turn 1. Okay, well, I don't think there's any more that we need to do. We just need to get the mighty deeds dished out, sort out the reputation, and then we'll get going. So this will be the Battle of the Standing Stones, turn 1. Right, so the British have moved, and overall it was fairly successful. On the sort of western wing over here, the Welsh have taken the lead and have gone galloping ahead, light cavalry going up the hill. Gawain then commanded the light infantry forward. I'll say light infantry, just a not so heavily armoured infantry forward. And then over here, the skirmishers have moved up as well. So you can see over here, just sort of poking a bit forward on this flank. Kay then commanded his heavy infantry forward on this flank and his skirmishers, which can move through that terrain because they are agile and they're not affected by it. Kay then just moved up to support. Then Arthur just been a bit more cautious. I've sort of not gone forward quite so much. A bit of a horns of the buffalo thing going on here. Yeah, so that's all I've done. I had to spend a couple of mighty deeds, one off of Gawain and one off of Kay over there, just to make sure I got my stuff moving. But overall, that is it. Now, it would be my chance to do some shooting here if I wanted any of my troops who had just moved to shoot or if any were in range. However, none are. So it's now going to be over to the Saxons to respond. Is the sort of the sight of all this heavily armed infantry making its way up the hill going to tempt them down? Let's find out. So, some sort of reordering of the Saxons. Robin, where'd you start?
So, started over here with Oyston's contingent. Skirmishers have come down the hill because I'll get a few bow shots off.
Yeah, you're in range of the heavy infantry.
Before you advance. And then over here, to try and stop you getting into the area, just brought forward my young impetuous warriors and try to form a bit more of a line.
If you close the gap between that pile of rocks and the trees there, you've actually
blocked
you've got
you
me
off
in the flank a bit as well.
I mean, I guess in about 400 years, one of Oyston's ancestors is going to learn that maybe charging down a hill is actually is a terrible idea.
Yeah, and then my lot are going to forget about that. Like, do you remember that battle?
But that's something to come in the future. And then over here in Eric Sven's contingent, all I've done is just moved up to actually get closer to the stone that I need to be holding.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about this stone over here.
Yeah. I kind of want to form a line, but I still want to have a reserve that isn't.
Well, the problem is, until your troops are here, you haven't kind of got support. Have you at the minute? You either bunch together and support each other.
I want to make use of the shield wall rule.
Yes.
But so I need to keep my units in a group.
Remind me what that is.
I'll remind you when it's relevant. No, it's the it's effectively where hits get spread, don't they? Can be saved by units around.
Yeah.
So that represents the shield wall. So I need to keep things kind of in a bunch, but I also want to cover the area.
Excellent. Right. Well, we do have some shooting, don't we? Which is from this unit here.
Largest here. So you're not in my killing zone because that's the single.
Yeah. Remember, the killing zone is the sort of that area in front. So because we're out of that, you're going to halve your dice.
Yeah.
So how many dice do you get normally? 6, I imagine.
I
for
believe it is
skirmishers. I'm definitely not in cover or anything like that. So just because you're at long range, it would be halved once.
Yep. So it's shooting of 6.
So down to 3.
Yeah, that's it, because I'm not using overhead fire.
So it's just hitting on 5s and 6s.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. So you're hitting on 5s and 6s.
One hit.
Single hit. My armor is 3, so it's not enough to do a wound.
No.
On me. However, I believe because you hit me in shooting, don't I still need to take a command check?
Yes, that's let's just quickly check.
Okay, so command test is 3 or more, and if I fail this, I become disordered, right?
Yeah, you would retreat half a spear throw.
Okay.
So actually, I'd push you back a bit.
Okay.
Actually, this could be my way of keeping you off
this one unit. Okay, so I need a 3 or more. No, but I will use Kay's other mighty deed to re-roll that. Still no. So there we are. All right. So first action of the game is just a hail of arrows forcing back Kay's infantry. Now these poor guys are going to be firing left and right.
Just from I know we're going to end the turn. Just from a rules point of view.
There we go. Right.
Doing things.
But we're now into the second shooting phase, aren't we?
Yes.
Can't I now shoot you?
Yes, because you haven't shot.
I haven't shot yet.
You will be in range.
And then, do we do all of mine, or do we alternate?
We alternate, starting with the defender. But obviously, I haven't got anyone else.
You haven't got anyone. So, I will. I think I have to shoot at them, don't I? Because they're nearer.
Yeah.
So I will shoot at them. You're not in my killing zone, and you're certainly not in any cover. So it'll be the same thing. I get 3 dice hitting on 5s and 6s. All right, 5s and 6s. That's 1 hit. Your armor was...
Armor 2, so not enough for stamina, but same as you, I'm going to have to take a command test.
I fail.
I will re-roll that using
one of Oyston's mighty deeds.
Yeah.
And pass. Okay, cool. So that's that unit. My other units that have shooting are down here with bows, but obviously they are way out of range. And my light horse, they only have javelins. So... there we go. That is the end of turn 1. So a little bit of sort of arrow fire. Let's go into turn 2 and see if we can tempt them down from that hill. Right, so there has been some action from the Britons. Gawain's contingent went first. The skirmishers have moved forwards. They are ready to give some fire from their bows. Then the light cavalry have charged that sort of unit of impetuous-looking Saxons at the front of the hill there. So we'll see if we can do some damage there. And then the light cavalry, sorry, the sort of the scouts or the light infantry, whatever we want to call them, they've moved up to the outside of the hill there. They're kind of making a bit of a beeline for that objective. On the right-hand flank, Kay's troops have also made big advances. Over here, the bowmen have just moved forwards just a smidge to get within sort of the killing zone, so they can actually basically make an effective volley against those Saxons there. And then the heavy infantry, the first unit has powered forward, getting just within the hair's breadth of charge range of that light infantry there. And then over here, the second unit of light infantry is moved up, but wheeled a little bit, just keeping an eye on those units there. At the back here, in reserve, Arthur has moved forward just a smidge to basically see what the outcome of these units is going to be. So there we are. There is the sort of overview of the battlefield at the moment. It's my turn to shoot with any units that can if I want them to, and I certainly do. I want to take advantage of it, see if I can mess up Robin's battle line a little bit. So we'll start over on this flank here, and my skirmishers with bows here are going to loose a volley at those Saxons there. Now I know that I'm in range because they've moved to there, so I'm going to get 6 dice hitting on 5s and 6s with no modifiers. Okay, that's 3. What's your armour?
Armour is 2.
Okay, so that's 1 wound, and you definitely have to take a command check. Okay, so the command check is 3 plus.
Yeah, I really don't want to be retreating here because
You'll mess up your...
I'll mess up my attempt at a battle line. Right, so I will spend one of... I assume I'm in range. Yeah, one of Winston.
One of his mighty deeds.
Mighty deeds.
Okay.
To attempt to re-roll that. Yes.
Okay.
I passed that.
You can't re-roll a re-roll, can you? In this, you can't just keep going.
No, as far as I know, you can only roll it once.
Right. Okay, so that's slightly annoying. I would like to have got them just to, because if they'd have just moved back a bit, that would have messed all of that up. Let's have a look down here. My skirmishers are going to shoot at your skirmishers.
Yep. So
now, because I'm shooting at skirmishers, is there any change? Now, I'm outside of my killing
so
zone.
you're going to be obviously at half for being outside the killing zone.
So that puts me down to 3.
No, the skirmisher bit is my armour is higher against shooting, so I'm armour 2 normally,
but
armour 3 against shooting.
Okay, so 5s and 6s. Yeah. Just the 1.
So it's just a
command test to see if you retreat.
No,
you don't. Okay, pop that down. Now, my only other sort of unit that's armed with javelins, actually, I think these might have javelins. I've got to check, is these, but they use those as part of their charge when they charge in, which is in a later phase. So that is everything that I've got at the moment. So it's now over to the Saxon movement.
No, it's your melee first.
Is it my melee? I thought it was your...
No, it's your movement, your melee, my movement, my melee.
Right, so I have now, loosed all the arrows I can because these javelins will be done in my melee phase, which is now. So I need to pop that down, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we need to work out dice. Okay, so for this, my Welsh Scouts have a combat value of 6, so I'm going to get 6 dice in my pool to start with. And I get half my shooting dice from the javelins they hurl as they go in. My shooting is 6 normally. So I'm going to get 3 dice for that. I don't have anything else that's really going to help me there, but I did charge. I forgot to do down my little chargey icon. There we go, pop that down. That just means you get to re-roll any 1s. Robin, how many dice have you got?
So these are my impetuous chaps. So I have 12.
Okay, so I've only got 9. But I do get to re-roll any 1s. Here we go, re-rolling 1s. I got 1, 2, 3 hits, re-rolling 1 dice. Which gives me 4 hits.
5s and 6s, doesn't it?
5s and 6s, yep. Oh, that looks way better. Oh, you only got 4 as well?
4.
Okay, so I've done 4 hits and Robin has done 4 hits. Now, something we got wrong in the original battle report is that we only counted wounds for winning or losing. It's actually number of hits, because we were finding that, you know, stamina 4 or armor 4 units were basically not being affected at all, but you can actually grind them down. So it's 4 all at the moment. I don't have anyone into support to take my hits. However, Robin does. He has his unit over here behind the standing stone. They're within half a spear throw. But also, Robin, you get a bonus for being on the hill, don't you? And just so people know, with the hill, the crest of the hill is essentially where the standing stones are. So Robin's unit is right on the crest of that hill. These guys here are down the hill. So he's going to get a bonus of...
So an extra 2d6. So I get 2d6 saves for my unit in support, another 2d6 for advantage. So effectively I've got 4 dice.
And any 5s or 6s.
Any 5s or 6s remove a hit.
Right, let's see what happens.
So
I've actually removed
3 hits.
Okay, so I have a armor of 2. You've done 4 hits. That means I've taken 2 stamina.
Yep.
So I lost by 3.
So you lost by 3. So the combat was not drawn. No units were destroyed. I won the combat. And then I get the winning marker.
Yep, that's fine. It goes the other way, it goes to you.
And then you must retreat.
Okay, and how far do I go? 1 spear throw?
How many stamina have you got?
2. Altogether, oh no, I've got a stamina of 2 and you've done 2 on me.
Oh, so I've destroyed you.
You've destroyed me, yes. Okay, so they're gone.
Yes.
Yes, you've destroyed them.
Oh, I'm going to get some reputation.
You are going to get some reputation. Well, I'm going to lose some reputation, you mean?
That is more likely what's going to
happen.
Right,
there we go. So, there we go. Sorry, I had a stamina of 2. I should say as well that the army lists, the links to them will be available in the description. So, go and check them out. So, yes, so that unit of light cavalry have just shattered against the Saxons. So, I'll get rid of them. Right, so those have been removed. I didn't quite clock that they are as weak as they are, but never mind. Lesson learned. Robin, what are you going to do with your winner's move?
So, I have to do hold ground because you were destroyed, but I don't need a command test to do it. So I get a half spear. I'm just going to move.
You're shuffling over a bit.
That way.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that was the end of my my rather pointless melee. We're now into the next Saxon movement phase. Okay, so yeah, quite a lot happened in there. Robin, do you want to walk us through it?
I charged off the hill. No, so impetuous unit over here.
These are the ones who just beat the cavalry.
They charged down the hill
on their own
towards your archers who evaded me. Yeah, and then the rest of Sven's contingent have just formed up in front of the rocks, remembering what they're actually going to be doing.
Yep, so they are on the crest of the hill. And remember, it's from the end of turn 3 that you start getting the sort of reputation points for holding those. Okay, and then what happened over here?
So, then Oyston's division, so being impetuous over on this flank, I had to charge your skirmishers.
Who evaded?
Yeah, they managed to dodge back through your heavier unit, but I was like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, or whatever the English currency was at the time, and charge them instead. And then I've just kind of shuffled round again over here to make a bit of a better battle line, as it were.
So you've kind of got your 2 impetuous units out front trying to cause some havoc. Okay, so we're into shooting.
So I will have some.
Yeah.
So I've got my archers here.
And I'm in your killing zone.
So I'll get my full 6.
So that's 6 dice. There's no issues at all. You're hitting on 5s and 6s. Okay, let's see how they do. 2 hits. So I have armor of 3, so not enough. So I just need a command test to not run away.
God knows what happens if you fail this. Okay, I'm glad you didn't, because that would have required some working out, actually, wouldn't it?
You haven't got any javelins? No.
Nope.
So it's your melee, which is actually just that unit
just that one there. So
now, unfortunately for you, you have taken a wound. So that impetuous bonus that you get doesn't count, I don't think.
That is correct, yeah. I have to be at full...
You have to be at full whack.
Full stamina, or get an extra dice.
Okay, so how many dice are you going to get?
I mean, I still get 12. So okay. Not the end of the world.
No, but I think I have 12 as well. So let me just double check.
And you
Spearman, yep, I have a combat of 12. I've got no special rules. I just have some quite chunky armor. Okay, Robin, you're attacking, so you roll first. So you're looking for 5s and 6s, and you can re-roll any 1s because you've charged.
So I can re-roll 2. Let's take out the ones that are good first. So I got 4 No, just
So
a
4, okay. Now I'm just looking for 5s and 6s with no rerolls. 1, 2, I got 3. So currently on hits, Robin is winning. Now, what did you get, Robin?
So I got 4.
And I got 3, but I have a fair few supports.
Let's have a look at support.
Okay, so we need to check the supporting units here. Now, it's every unit that is within half a spear throw. So I get 1 dice, I believe, for a support save from my skirmishers. My hero, will he support?
No, heroes don't.
No, he doesn't offer support. We just got to check the rules about this unit.
Unless he's got the inspiring trait. That's a separate thing.
That is K. K does not have the inspiring
Okay, that
trait.
saves looking up the rules for that.
No. So, as read it, it's any unit within half a spear throw can support as long as they haven't fought this turn. So it doesn't explicitly have to be behind. And this is, we assume, because it's a big swirling mass.
Yeah, I mean, the guy on the end's definitely stabbed me on the way in as I ran past. And
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. So I've got 1 unit of skirmishers in support to give me 1 dice and 1 unit of heavy infantry, which gives me 2 dice.
Yeah.
I've cancelled 1 hit. Okay, so it's 3 apiece. So my armour is 3, Robin's armour is 2. So we're both taking 1 wound. So it is a draw because it was 3 hits each. So that winning marker can come off.
Yep.
So it's a draw. What
melee
happens?
outcome, once the number of hits has been calculated, so drawn combat, equal number of hits after any support rolls have been made. We stay locked in combat. Any units in the drawn combat remove their charging or winning markers, like
There
you
we
said.
go. All right.
So we'll actually just stay
as it is.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. There is now no shooting left at the end. I don't think anyone. You haven't moved within range of any javelins here. So that is it. So we've just got to check reputation. I have gone down because I lost my cavalry, which were fortunately just 1 reputation. So I am currently on 7 reputation. You haven't lost any, so I think you're on 8 still.
correct.
Right then, okay, so now we're into turn 3, and it's at the end of this turn that the standing stones are going to start giving reputation out to the people that hold them, and it's the start of the next turn that Robin's reinforcements arrive. Well, the British have advanced. Arthur has given the command, and the whole army has pushed forwards. On the left flank here, Gawain joined the Welsh that he's commanding, and they charged up to the hill. And in doing so, he gained a point of reputation. So I'll add that to the cup. So they are in combat. Down here, his archers just sort of moved back slightly, just waiting to see what the outcome of these combats would be before committing. In the centre, Arthur basically committed all of his troops in one fairly big round of movement. He ordered his elite unit, who are drilled, to charge. Now, these are the impetuous guys, aren't they? To charge that unit. They saw off the cavalry earlier, and now they're in for some vengeance. Now, as Arthur is the army commander and a hero, he gains 2 reputation for charging, so add those to the pot. The unit behind has moved up to support. Arthur then ordered the heavy riders, his medium cavalry, to charge up the hill. They're drilled as well, and they've smashed into that unit there, which Sven Eriksson is actually in.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some combat there. Over on this side, Kay joined this unit of heavy infantry here, and they also charged. Their initial target was this unit of skirmishers here, but Robin managed to evade back through his own troops, and then I got the second move off, and I have charged into that unit there of Saxons, which means that Kay also netted a point of reputation. There we go. Down here, all that's happened in this combat is kind of the forgotten combat. My archers kind of just backed off a little bit behind that rock, just to basically hold fire to see what happens. And that's what I'm going to do with the shooting. I have got no shooting that I want to do. I'm going to hold my fire this turn, so we're straight into my combat.
They have javelins, or
They don't have javelins,
okay.
I don't think. Maybe they do. I need to double check. They do have javelins, so they will be adding additional dice in their charge. So is it, I can resolve these in any order, or is it by contingent?
You choose.
Okay, I choose. Well, I think we'll start things off with Gawain's combat up here. So we've got the Welsh allies that have charged up the hill. Now they are impetuous, like your chaps. So as they haven't taken a wound, they are going to gain an additional dice in combat as they charge. So they get 12 dice normally. So that will give them 13. Gawain is a combat of 2, which is going to put that up to 15. But I'm going to use Gawain's ability. So Gawain has the ability, today we fight to win. Once per game, he can expend 1 mighty deed when attached to a unit. There we go. To add D6 combat dice for that unit. Because I really want to win this combat.
Yeah, I remember I had that last game and I rolled a 1. So
I'm going to get 4 extra dice. So I think that's 19.
Yep.
Robin is going to get...
so I get 12 for my warriors. Yep. However, my basic guys have spears as tribute in this game.
So they add 2.
So they add 2 until they lose any stamina.
Yep.
So I've gone for that kind of a little bit brittle.
Yeah, I actually have the rule brittle.
Oh, yeah.
So how many dice have you got in total?
So I'll be on 14.
14, okay, so 19 v 14. It's 5s and 6s, remember, but I get to re-roll 1s.
Need a bigger dice tray for this game.
So I got 14 dice here, so I'll get these all out of the way first. So 14, right. Ooh. So 1, 2, that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no ones. And I need to roll 5 more. That's another 2.
Not a single. Oh no, 1.
And 1. No.
How many hits
so
was that?
I got a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 hits.
Oh, this is not as good.
2,
5.
5. Right. Let's do some working out. Right, so let's roll through this. So I have done 9 hits and Robin has done 5. Now, before we get on to working out wounds and everything, we've got to do risk to heroes. Yep. So Robin, you've done 5 hits. So how many dice am I rolling for risk to heroes?
2 dice.
So 2 dice. Now, if either of the, if I roll a single 1, I lose a stamina.
Yep.
If I roll 2 1s, he's dead.
Yep. So obviously, if you took a load of hits and you're rolling 5 dice, there's a good chance
it's going to go wrong. Right, okay. So don't want double 1. But I do have a mighty deed left if I want to.
Yeah, and there's because you can spend that for cowardly reputation. No one, so he's fine.
He's fine. Okay, so now we need to work out wounds, so stamina points. So should we do the wounds on my unit first? I have an armor of 3. You have done 5 hits. That means I have taken a single wound.
Yep.
I have done 9 hits on you. You have an armor of
3, so I've taken 3.
So you've taken 3. Okay, so there we go. Now you have lost to combat.
I have. So
fairly significantly. So what happens now?
No units were destroyed. Most hits wins the combat. So you keep the winning marker.
Yep.
And then I will be retreating. So I'm reduced to 1 stamina point as well, because I've only got 4 to begin with.
So you've got to roll, because if you fail this command test,
then I'll just break rather than retreating.
Go. Right, okay, let's see if that happens.
There's no difference to it, it's just a normal command test.
But he could always...
I could spend a mighty deed to re-roll it, which I will... but...
Yeah, this is the problem. So Robin is wondering whether or not to spend this point. So he could spend a mighty deed from him to re-roll that test, but he does have a lot of heavy cavalry in his face who have javelins and spears as tribute. And they charge. So does he hold on to it? Because he could add some abilities, he could add dice, but he also might need it to basically keep his hero alive.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to let him go, I think. So, at that point, it's destroyed and immediately removed from play.
Okay, so they are gone, you sure?
Yep.
All right.
So I will lose 2 reputation.
2 rep. Okay. And what can I do as a winner's move?
Because I was destroyed now, all you can do is a hold ground move. But that's hold ground move is good because it's half a spear in any direction, ignoring killing zones.
Okay.
So you can effectively...
I'm going to move and touch the objective.
You must be able to, because I know my unit's half a spear deep. And
he stays in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's attached.
They have taken... The Welsh have pushed up on that flank and have taken the left-hand standing stone. That was a very, very cool combat. Right, So let's work out this combat. So my horsemen get 10 dice from their basic stats. They get 3 dice for their javelins as they go in, because that's half their shooting value. And they get 2 dice for spears as tribute, which gives them a total of 14 dice. Robin, what have you got?
So I've got 12 for my spearmen.
Yeah, for the
plus
main
an extra
unit.
2 for their spears as tribute.
Yeah.
And then 2 for Sven. However, a couple of abilities. So I'm going to use Favour of the Gods.
Is that okay? Do you have to use a mighty deed to do that?
No, that is ability that gives me an extra mighty deed.
Yeah.
Which gives me 3 in total. I'm then going to spend 2 of those straight away to get 2 extra dice in combat.
So you're on 16?
18.
18. Right. Well, it's the same again. I'm hitting on 5s and 6s, re-rolling 1s because I charged. Robin is hitting on 5s and 6s. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No 1s for me. So 5 hits. Not amazing.
Oh, was that all your dice?
That was all of them. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. What a swipe. What a burn. Sorry, do you need a bucket to carry yours?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Ooh. 1.
8. Okay, right, let's work this out. Okay, so 5 hits for me, 8 hits for Robin. So before we work anything out, we've got to do risk to heroes. Now, this is actually almost a reverse engineer situation of what we had before. So Robin, how many dice you got to roll for your...
You did 5 hits, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I'm rolling 2d6.
Okay, so Robin's just realised something else.
So as I have the ability, I don't know if it's an ability, fated, I can't use mighty deeds to re-roll any
of this. But if he does die,
if he does die, it's an impressive death.
Okay, what is that the benefit? How many points was this thing?
I think it's technically free.
Does it give you free? Does it give you points back?
Yeah, I think it's free. It's because it's a chance that he might do the final
the
thing.
Right.
But there's also more risk.
All right, let's see if anything happens to him. No, he's absolutely fine. So we just need to work out the results of the combat.
Yep. So I'm armor 3.
You're armor 3, so that means you've taken
1 wound.
Just 1 wound. Okay.
However, that is enough to knock off my
your
spears
ability.
Spears as tribute.
And I have an armor of 3, so I have taken 2 wounds, which also gets rid of my spears as tribute. So I have lost the combat. You obviously get that winning marker. So I retreat. I believe.
Retreat. Yeah.
So before we do anything, that unit has a stamina of 3, so I need to take a command test, and if I fail it, they're gone. I will use one of Arthur's mighty deeds, because he's right next to them, to try and re-roll that. Yeah, they're fine. Okay, so I'm going to move back half a spear throw, so while I'm doing that, Robin's got to decide if he's going to pursue me or not. If he doesn't want to, then... he has to pass a command test. You're going to try and pass a command test because you would have to drag you off that
I need to actually stay in charge of the
all right.
the hill.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
So 3+. No, I'm going to use my last
mighty deed.
Mighty deed.
Really don't want to chase me down the hill.
No, I'm good.
You're fine.
So 3+.
See, that's a little bit. Well, I'm disengaged, but I did have to disengage. So if you'd have done that, I would have disengaged from you because I've got the disengage ability.
Okay.
So I would have come off you. So I'd have dragged you out, and then I'd have just ridden off a spear throw, and then I could have charged again in the next turn. So we have disengaged. I mean, you could come charging down. Because remember, this is all still in my phase
it's still my
right. Okay, so that's what's going on there. The next combat.
Still got 3 to go, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of combat. Right, now we'll do Arthur's combat. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. So let's figure this out. So there's going to be quite a lot of dice here.
Yeah, I think my dice can be a little more simple this time.
Okay, so Arthur's combat here along with his elite unit down here. So the elite unit gets 12 dice as standard. They get 2 additional ones for spears as tribute because they haven't been wounded yet. And then Arthur adds 3 dice, but one of those is for Excalibur, which is a legendary weapon. So I'm going to use this pink dice. And basically, if I get I can't remember if it's a hit or a 6. If hits from this weapon automatically cause 1 stamina point of damage. So he's automatically, so if I roll a hit on that, it automatically damages them. So that's pretty good. Robin, how many dice are you going to get?
Just get the 12, because being impetuous makes no difference in this case, because I'm not the one charging.
No, okay, and of course I'll be re-rolling ones because I charged. I am going to use 1 mighty deed to add in 1 additional die. As Robin says, yes, I am keeping 1 back just in case it goes wrong. And of course, I'm going to get some support saves. What we should mention, which we realised, Robin didn't take his support saves for being uphill. However, as I did 5 hits on him, he could only have saved 2 of them, and he won the combat anyway, so he would have still taken that wound.
Yeah, because I'm armor 3, you did 5 hits.
And in the previous combat, I did such an overwhelming number of hits, it would have made no difference at all. So we will try to remember that. In this case, you're not uphill. No. So, shall I roll first?
Yeah.
So I've got all these dice, and I am re-rolling 1s. Okay, here we go. So all these. Okay, so that's an automatic stamina. So 1, 2, 7, 8. That was
yeah. You got those
2 ones. 9. So
is that including
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's not including that. So I've done 9.
Does that still count as a hit?
It's a stamina, not a hit.
Oh yeah. I think it's still.
No, I think it's just automatic stamina. I assume it counts as a hit.
Yeah, I think you still add its number of hits to win the combat.
It says. Okay, so it's even a little bit better than we thought. Robin, do you want to just enlighten us?
So it does the automatic point of stamina, which can't be saved, so we've marked it already. However,
just to show Arthur off.
It counts as the number of hits that I have armor to do that point of stamina. So in this case, I'm only armor 2, but that means that dice counts as 2 hits.
Yeah, so if you were an armor 4 unit, like mine, it would count as 4 hits. So if that was the only hit you did, you would count as 4 hits just for the sake of working out you won the combat.
Yeah, and we've put the point of stamina on straight away because I can't save it.
You can't save it.
So
in terms of hits, so I keep that separate, dice separate, but in terms of hits for working out who won the combat, I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so we need to roll Robin's dice. 5s and 6s.
Oh,
you might kill him though. You might kill Arthur.
At least enough to do a.
Okay, I have an armor of. Oh no, risk to heroes.
No, you got supports first.
Oh, support saves. I get 2. 5s or 6s cancel. Cancelled 1. So 1d6, and if I roll a 1, like that.
Though he takes stamina. However, you can spend a dice, a mighty deed.
I will spend my mighty deed, but it costs some rep, doesn't it?
Yeah, you will lose a reputation.
But he gained a reputation for going into combat, and you have just lost some reputation for the other ones.
So Arthur's kind of going, well, no one's going to find out about this.
No one's going to know. This battle's at the back. So I will spend his mighty deed, and I can re-roll it, yeah?
Yep.
That's a 3.
So he's fine.
Okay, so now we got to do the stamina. So I have done 9 on you. What's your armor?
2.
2? So that's 4.
Yeah.
I think you're dead.
What's your armor?
My armor is 4.
So that's the annoying thing, because you saved the one, so I don't even do a single.
Yeah. So I've done 4 on you, plus the additional 1 of Arthur. So they're gone. Yeah, they're wiped out.
Yes.
And how much reputation did you lose for them?
I will lose 2.
Okay. Right. While Robin is removing them, I get to take my sort of victor's winner's move, which is just half a spear throw.
It is in any direction as well. Don't forget.
Oh,
just in case you wish to.
I just want to go forwards.
Yeah, that's fair.
Arthur's dead. Does the support get to do it as well?
No.
No. Oh. All right. There we go. So the British really starting to try and push things up the table.
2
right.
combats left.
We do still have 2 combats left. I think it's time to do Kay's combat up here. Now, this one's probably going to be a little bit easier, apart from you've got a whole load of supports. He's not in that combat, is he?
He is not, no.
Is that your general? That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Oyston. So I am going to have 12 dice for my unit and 2 dice from Kay. Kay is more about single combat. So he hasn't got any dice that he can add. No sort of abilities to add. So I'm going to get 14, and I will spend a mighty deed to make it 15. How many dice are you going to get?
I'll get 12 for the unit, but then they're my Hearthguard. Spears as tribute.
Oh, I get spears as tribute. Oh, no, I don't.
So I'm on 14.
Right, so I have 15 dice, hitting on 5s and 6s, but re-rolling 1s because I charged. I've had some good rolls this game. 1, 4, 5, and a single reroll. 5 hits. Robin, you're looking for 5s and 6s. Oh, that's good.
I see 6s. 6 hits.
Okay, it's fairly level.
Right. Support
saves for you.
2 from being on the hill because I'm level with the
and then you get 1 for the skirmishes.
And 1 for the skirmishes.
He hasn't got any kind of fruity abilities he can add.
Oh, he is a fruit. No. No.
Okay, so you got 3 dice looking for 5s and 6s. You cancelled 1.
1.
Right. Okay. So to work out what's your armor?
4.
Your armor is 4, so you've taken a single. It is your half guard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why. So they're really good. So you've taken a single hit. You've done 3. I mean, my armor is 3, so I've taken 2, but I've got a stamina of 4. So I've lost to combat. So I am going to be going back down that hill, half the spear throw, and I assume you're going to maintain contact.
Yeah, though we're going to because you're going to hit your. Because you have to go in a dead straight line.
Yeah.
You're going to actually because you have to because you already did things.
Yes.
You're going to retreat into your own unit.
I am. So
we'll have to look and see what
work this all out. Okay, Robin, do you want to talk it through?
Yeah. So I've moved your model of K because obviously he's in the unit, isn't he? Just to make it. So you'll go back half a spear throw, but we know
I'm going to contact.
You're going to contact them. So at this point, you need to take a command test for each one of the units.
Okay, and then what happens if I fail?
Any failures? Well, not any failures. If a unit fails its command test, it will take a point of stamina.
All right, so we'll do it for the unit that's retreating first.
Because they potentially have a reroll.
Yeah. Okay, so they're fine. So the second roll is for the horsemen. Now, if I fail this, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're fine.
They're fine.
So everyone nudges along.
They just move enough to let them complete the move.
Now, are you going to maintain contact?
Yeah, I think I am going to. Yeah, so that one is on me now. Yep. So we've just got the 1 combat left, haven't we?
Yeah, it's just the 1 now. Oh, sorry, it's been a really long turn. So here we go. It's this one here. Very, very straightforward. I've got 12 dice. You have how many?
12 dice.
Excellent. Right then. So,
oh, no, 14 dice. No, I'm injured now, and I say, yep.
So 12.
12, yep.
12 each. I'm hitting on 5. There was no winners. So we're both hitting on 5s and 6s. 3,
Ooh.
4, 5, 6. No. 4?
Yeah.
No rerolls. Okay. There's no support. Oh, no. Hang on. I will get
your
some
skirmishers will offer you 1 dice.
So there they are. I made sure just to leave them 1 half spear away. So 1 dice cancels a hit on 5 or 6. No. So let's work it out. Right. Okay. So I've done 6 hits. What's your armor?
I have a feeling it is...
Is it 3?
3.
3. So you've taken 2, which puts you on 4. My armor is 3, which means I've taken 1. But what's your stamina?
4.
Okay. So they are gone. Is it in any direction, right? The victor's move?
Yes, the hold your ground move.
Good, because that might bring me just within range to support. So that's a bit of luck, really. So you can't support each other. Well, you can't support in the same melee phase if you've already fought. However, this is my melee phase. So in the next melee phase, which will be Robin's turn, they can. And they've now moved up to support there because they've seen Cade might be in a bit of trouble. So that is it now, because that's actually the end of my first phase. We're now going to go into Robin's movement and melee. And then I still have my archers who haven't done anything yet. So if there's a target that presents itself, I will do something. So yeah.
And reputation from holding the objectives is at the end of
It's at the end of the turn, yeah. So we've got to get through your movement and your combats, and then we'll dish out that reputation. Okay, so Robin didn't do a great deal. In fact, he only did 1 thing, and that was...
my extensive movement phase. I shuffled them forward a bit. So, 1, so they can support, and 2, so they can shoot at your cavalry.
And I assume that's what you want to do now.
That's exactly
what
I
If you put 1 wound on me, then they're off. So here's the thing. They can just see me through that gap.
I'll just get half my...
It is going to be half. And I'm outside your killing zone, I believe.
It's still only that bit, even though my shooting arc is everywhere.
So you half your dice down to 3, then you half it down to 1.5, round up, so you get 2 dice. So 5 or 6.
Well,
No.
no, fine. On to the meat of the turn. So,
Right. Now,
we've only actually got the one combat.
Well, after last round's there's just dead everywhere here. It's just the ensuing combat from what happened last time. So, what's your dice? 12?
Yeah, and I don't get my Spears of Tribute anymore because
you've taken a wound.
So I stopped the time.
I never got Spears of Tribute, even though for some reason I thought I did, but never mind. So 6. So I get 12, plus I get 2 for K. And now he's not going to add anything additional in this turn. So, right, who wants to roll first? Do you want to go first?
I'm re-rolling ones because
you are.
I'm winning.
No ones. I can see a lot of 6s and 5s. How many was that?
6.
6 again. Oh dear. Right, here we go.
Oh.
2,
a lot of 6s and 5s there as well.
4, 6. I got 8. So
I'll go first.
Yep.
I'm not up the hill anymore because I've moved down.
Yep.
Because I'm not in line with those stones. So I'm just going to get 1d6
for your skirmishers.
Oh no, and then same different combat phase, isn't it?
Yes. So you'll get 2. So you get 3 overall.
Yeah.
3 for you. Save 1. I'm going to get
quite a lot actually.
2 for these. What do cavalry add?
Are they? So just riders.
They're heavy riders.
Heavy riders. That'll be 2 again.
So that's 4. So 4 for me. I saved 2.
Yeah.
So what's your modified hits now? How many hits have you done? 4?
4, so it's 2 dice.
2 dice. Deliberately kept a mighty D back here just to look after K.
Doesn't need
so
it.
Oh no, that isn't the one as a free rate. Doesn't need it. So let's just work out the final hits. Okay, so in the end, Robin's done 4 hits. I have an armor of 3, so that's 1 stamina on.
It's annoying you save those 2 because I did 6 hits, which would be enough to wipe you out, wouldn't it?
I have done 3, 4, 5. I've done 7 on you. What's your armor?
My armor is 4, so actually it's lucky I saved that 1. So I only
so
take...
you just took 1. However, I've won the combat because I did more hits. So this time you're going to be retreating
up the hill.
And the winning marker flips around to me. So there we go. That's the difference that we didn't have last time with a heavy unit like that. Because before we'd have said, oh, you just did 1 hit.
Yeah, it would have been impossible to beat the heavy units. That's what we found.
No, it's more about attrition.
It actually makes sense.
Right, okay. We'll just get these guys moved. Okay, so Robin, you've got to move them back. So they are going to hit that skirmish unit that's behind. So you've got to take a command test for the half guard and for the skirmishers, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do for the half guard first.
So half guard, fine. Good. Skirmishers,
they're good.
They're fine as well.
So
yeah,
them the half,
and then the other ones. They only move enough to make room.
Just enough to make room, yeah. So
okay, and now I've got to decide if I'm going to maintain contact, don't I?
I'm back up the hill defending.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I'm probably not because the thing is, it's going to swing around to me and I can charge, which gives me a bonus.
But yes.
So I'll try and hold my ground.
I guess the whole thing might be moot if you fail.
Yep, I held my ground. Right then, is there anything else? We need to work out reputation, don't we? Okay, so we're just into the check reputation stage here. So from the end of turn 3, each of these standing stones adds 1 reputation to the pot of the person who is in control of it. So I control this one here on the left, so I will add in 1 into my pot. Robin, you get 1 for that and 1 for that because you're in base. So now we've got to check our reputation, so I'll pour mine out here. See how we are doing. I have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11. Right. Okay. Oof. Good job that unit.
That's also why I was asking.
You had 2 left.
Where do you add the thing? Because I thought at one point you're going to kill my Hearthguard, and I was going to have none, but you only check reputation at the end. I thought,
so yeah,
holding the standing
saved by the stones. Saved by the stones. But okay, right then.
Start of turn 4, so I need to check at what point.
Yeah, we need to roll a dice and see where they turn up.
Because it's now before the mighty deeds are given out.
It is, but I don't know if they turn up now or they move on your turn. But we'll have a look. Okay, so we've got to see where Robin's reinforcements appear. They essentially appear and deploy now. 2 spear throws in from the back edge. So Robin, roll the dice. 2. I'm guessing it's in the because it's divided into 3. So the 2 foot square, the 2 foot over there.
Yeah.
So we'll get them deployed. You'll see them on the table.
Well, you might not see them.
Well, we might not.
Over the back of the hill.
Yeah, we'll get them. We'll get sorted and we'll get into the next movement phase. Right, so as you can see, I've tried to do some big moves here, but there's not as much going on as it looks like. First of all, Arthur decided to order his heavy cavalry back in. Now, I know the heavy cavalry are, you know, a bit stuck for wounds at the minute. I've only got one left. However, I've moved pretty much Arthur's entire contingent and Gawain's contingent into support, plus a little bit of help from Kay's. Over here, the Welsh moved off of the standing stone, leaving Gawain there just to hold it, and have moved up to try and assist. These skirmishers have moved up the outside in the hope of relieving Gawain in a second. Arthur is still in his elite unit here. We've got this unit in support. Over here, this unit just kind of, I did want them to kind of move again, so this unit could potentially charge, but decided not to. But the big news for this turn is Kay has charged and essentially challenged Oyston, the general of the enemy army, to single combat. So they are going to be fighting a duel. And because he has charged, he gets a reputation. And because he has charged a hero of a higher level, he gets a point of reputation.
Yeah, because you don't have to issue a challenge because we're not in a unit you've caught us.
He's seen his opportunity and I like to think, what actually happened was he danced around the rocks a little bit to get out of the killing zone of that unit and then charge. But anyway, it's the more heroic thing is that those two are going to fight. And what we've seemed to have learned in this game, and by reading what people do on the forums and in the Facebook group and that, is generally the more the heroic action or the heroic thing that's happening wins out, because that's the whole point in the game. So the first thing I've got to do though is shooting, and my archers over here are just within range of your unit there.
Yeah.
So they are going to fire. They're going to get 3 dice hitting on 5s and 6s. Okay. One hit.
So I have to take a command test, don't I?
A command test. And a failure, unless you want to use one.
I do not. I feel like they're going to be more needed.
Okay, so is it half a spear throw or a whole spear throw?
It's a half. Oh, it might be a whole spear throw from shooting, isn't it, actually?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Oh no, it's half a spear throw still.
Half a spear throw back. But importantly, they are now out of contact with that objective. So if I can kill, or at least remove him from the objective, that's a slight problem for you, but not like the end of the world. Right.
So you have to do single combats first.
Right, okay.
Because I think it's to stop you spreading your reputation around and then...
Okay, so I, first of all, I don't know, I just proudly announced that he is Kay, son of Ector, and he challenges single combat. There we go.
Right, so
in that case, Kay is a level 2 hero, which means he normally has 2 attacks. However, Kay is a battle smiter, which means he gets an additional dice in single combat. So he has 3 dice.
They may add 1d6 for each 1d6 for each mighty deed they wish to use that round of combat.
Yeah.
And then add any additional dice for any traits they have. So the challenger must first declare how many there.
I am going to use a single mighty deed.
Remember, this potentially goes over 3 rounds.
Yeah, I'm going to add a single mighty deed.
I'm going to add 2.
Now I charged, so...
So we both count as charging in the first round of combat.
So we're re-rolling 1s.
Yep, and there's no re-rolls in the second or third round of combat, if anyone gets that far.
Okay, right. Well, let's see how this goes. So I got 1. You got 3.
I'm re-rolling once, so it counts as charging.
Oh, yeah?
After each round of combat, compare the results. The hero with the most hits winning the round of combat. The level of their victory is determined by the difference between the number of hits
2
rolled.
is the difference.
If the difference is greater or equal than your armour value, which it's not, is it? You're not going to be armour 2.
No, my armour's 4.
Then you would be slain immediately. If no kill is achieved, the hero scoring the highest number of hits wins the round, and you lose a point, and
I lose a stamina.
And then we go again.
Okay, cool. There we go. Right, and I'll be using that mighty deed again.
And so will I.
Right, but I've lost. I go down 1 dice, don't I?
Yeah,
Because I've taken damage. But so I'm on 3. Right, you're winning. You can go first.
Is that including your battle smiter?
3. So 3. I'm on. No rerolls this time, right?
That's a real shame. I'm sure it said that. Yeah, it did.
All right, come on. It's my time to shine. 1. Which is obviously not more than your armour.
But it's enough to knock me down to stamina, so
All
I
right.
take a wound.
So 1 wound for you.
And we go to the final round, because it is over 3 rounds.
Yeah. So I've got 2 dice and you've got 2 dice.
Yep.
Because I've got Battle Smite still.
Yep.
And 1 dice my level, and so do you. Do you want to? Should we roll these simultaneously? Go on. 1, 2, 3. You won. Ooh. You won. Is that it? Is he dead?
I think I've just punched Kay into the floor. Right.
Should we be gaining? Oh no, we don't gain reputation yet, do we?
Yeah, I gained for winning the first round.
Yeah.
Did you take one for winning the second round?
No.
So you need one for winning the second round.
Oh, right, okay. Let me just add that in.
It does say immediately. If it's the final stamina point, they will die. That is going to be your final stamina point.
Yeah, that is my final stamina point.
So we need to go
down.
Hero Death on page 57.
But he could lash out, right?
That would really annoy me.
5.
Despite their demise, you uttered a stirring speech at the last and fought bravely. So you lose 1 less reputation than your hero's reputation, if that makes sense.
Okay, so my hero's reputation is 3, so I only lose 2, which is the 2 that I got for charging.
And I need reputation for winning the last round of combat.
Okay, so you get 1 reputation for that. K, Brave Sir K is gone, but importantly, Oyston's only got 1 wound left, hasn't he? Because we saw this before. I think they've actually only...
Oh yeah, they're only stamina 2. Yes.
Okay, so he has taken a bit of a...
Yes, because in my head they're stamina 3 because of...
Right then. All right. In that case, it's time to do the big combat. So this unit is charged. Now, because they've taken quite a lot of damage, they're only going to get half their dice. What you do first is build the dice pool, then divide it by 2. So they get 10 dice normally, then they get 3 dice for javelin. So that's 13, divided by 2 is 6.5, so round up to 7. So I get 7. Robin, how many do you get?
So I get 12 for the unit.
Yeah.
And then 2 for Sven, and I'm spending both his mighty deeds to add another 2. So I'm on 16 in total.
I really want to win this one.
Oh.
4. 1, 2, 6. Okay, so I got to now work out my support save. So it's every unit that's within very short, right?
Yeah, half a spear, yeah.
It's very short, sorry, that's Saga, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 dice.
Yep, I'm getting more supports than you might think as well, though.
You're going to get 3.
5.
5?
At the top of the hill.
Oh, yes, you are, aren't you? Okay, so rolling to cancel hits. I have cancelled 3 hits. And you are getting 5.
2 for the hill, 2 for the unit next to them, and 1 for the skirmisher.
Okay.
Oh, I cancelled 1.
Cancelled 1. So we've done 3 hits apiece. How many dice do you roll for the heroes on 3
just
apiece?
1.
Just 1. So you just don't want to roll a 1 because you haven't got any mighty deeds left.
I couldn't use them even if I did.
Oh, you know, he's faded. So, yeah.
But he's
okay,
fine.
so he's fine.
So actually,
So,
we need to do...
So
How many? What's your armour?
My armour is...
Don't say 4. Don't say 4.
My armour is 3. So I'm gone.
I'm armour 3 as well because that's not a...
so you've taken 1 stamina.
So I'm now on half as well, aren't I?
Yeah, so my unit is gone, which I was pretty sure was going to happen. Okay, so there we go. It's another unit down. I did lose 3 for that, but it's on to Robin's movement phase. We've got the reinforcements that have appeared. Let's see what's going to happen. Right then, here we are. Robin,
So,
what occurred?
Not a lot. Skirmishers have moved through
Yeah,
because they're going to hopefully put them down
yeah.
and with some shooting. Now, I tried to move them forwards because my idea was I'd move them forwards and then Oyston would join them and become a lot more potent. However, they failed and he spent all his mighty deeds on staying alive last in your phase, so couldn't do anything. Over here, skirmishers have moved up and because of that unit being in the way, they're just having to shuffle round them annoyingly.
So there's no combat.
So there's going to be no combat.
But
I'm going to have quite a bit of shooting going on. So
what do you want to shoot with first?
I'm going to go here because that's going to be
at these.
yeah,
So
in the killing zone.
It's going to be 6 dice.
Yeah,
Basically, and you've got a good chance here to get rid of that unit.
thinking of 5s and 6s.
2. So not enough to get through the armour. Command check at 3.
Oh, you failed that. Now, is it only combat where if you fail the command check it takes damage? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think they just go back. It's half a
Half a
spear.
spear.
That's actually...
Oh yeah, I guess it moves them away again.
It moves them away, but also kind of gives me a bit of room. So because they failed, I need to pass a command test, and if they fail, they're gone.
So there's less chance of it happening from shooting.
But it still happened anyway. No, because he's part of K's. So King K's dead.
No, yeah, but he's the army commander.
Oh, so he can do it from Arthur.
But yeah, but he's in that unit, isn't he?
He's in this unit, yeah.
So-
oh, okay, thank Christ.
So you can
Right,
reroll.
I'll reroll then. Yay!
Does cost you a mighty deed.
Does cost me a mighty deed, but they're not doing much else. Right, what's next?
Over here.
Right, so
3 shooting dice.
that's it. Just because you're over half, yeah.
Yep. And your armor's 3 at shooting, isn't it? So it's increased. Nothing.
Nothing, and then there's no combat.
No, we have return to recover.
Right, so reputation. So I gain a reputation point because Gawain is on that one. You gain a reputation point because that unit is stubbornly on that one. And you gain another reputation point because a very battered army general is on that one. So we need to check our reputation. Now, I don't think we're actually really meant to do this, are we? But
no,
but for the sake of the game and the battle report, I am on 10.
I'm back to where I started on 8.
But right, so turn 5. Okay, so that was a fairly big round of moving again from Arthur's troops. Over here, Arthur's elite unit that he is in have charged that stubborn unit in front of that standing stone. They got that off with no problem. So Arthur, in doing that, has received 2 reputation because he's the army commander. And then up here, Gawain joined this unit of Welsh allies that he brought along to the battle, and he charged into the side as well, gaining him a point of reputation. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. One of Robin's heroes is in that unit, so we might see some single combat. Down here, this unit just pivoted to offer support, and over here, the skirmishers have moved up to hold that objective. Over in here, in what was left of Kay's contingent, this unit moved back to make room for this unit here, who charged the skirmishers that were there, who evaded through Robin's unit. But now I've got a fresh unit just in the face of those guys there. Over here, these skirmishers are basically going to have a bow off, and we might as well start there. I'm in the killing zone, so I'm going to get 6 dice, hitting on 5s and 6s. It's just the 1, but enough to make you do a command test. Which you failed. All right.
Well, that's annoying because I'm not in the space now to shoot you. Oh.
No, you can just move
I'll
up
move back
to do it. Okay, so now it is combat. So before I do combat, issue single challenge. So Arthur is going to issue a single combat challenge to your, whoever that is, Sven Eriksson.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Right, so Arthur gets 3 dice as standard. Remember, he has the sword Excalibur, so one of those becomes a pink dice, which just for this. Now, if Arthur hits with that, it counts as 2 hits.
Yep.
In this round of combat. Okay, so before we do anything else, Arthur is going to use his once per game ability of Favour of the Gods, and he may gain an additional mighty deed. So he goes up, and you can use that immediately, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Arthur is going to use 2.
So is Eric.
Right.
Which gives me...
I'm on 5.
So am I.
Okay, 5 apiece. Shall I roll first, since we're going...
Yeah, you re-roll 1s for this.
Re-roll 1s, and we want the pink one to come out high.
None.
That's bad.
But you can re-roll 1.
Re-roll 1. So 1 hit. Oh, God. 3 hits, so the difference is 2. Arthur's...
Oh, hang on, so I get...
Yeah, reputation.
I do. I need more skulls.
Yeah, and then I take a stamina, I think.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't beat your armor, does it? So
now there is there's no this we count still as we don't count as charging.
Don't count as charging. You can still spend mighty deeds if you wish.
Yeah, I do. You haven't got any left, have you?
No.
No, so you're on 3 dice, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. And you're in that case, I will spend a single mighty deed.
How many dice are you on? Because
4.
Is that including your loss of stamina?
No. So now I'm on 3. So
if you had just 1 dice, it would be the pink dice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I go down to 2 dice, one of which is pink, and I've spent a mighty deed. You won the last round. You can go then. Just 1. 2.
So it doesn't beat my armor.
No. Do I get a rep for that?
I take a wound and you take a reputation.
Okay. And it's the final round.
So I'm on 2. One for my combat, 1 for battle smiter.
And I'll spend his remaining mighty deed.
Yep.
So I stay on 3 dice. I got 1. I got 1.
Oh.
What happens now, Robin?
No. Right. Both of your heroes immediately add 1 reputation.
Hey.
However, if the combat is drawn in the 3rd round, both heroes add 1 reputation, which we've just done. and lose a point of stamina, which could result in one or more of the heroes dying.
So they're both going to die.
Have you got 2 wounds, or have you got?
I've got 2 stamina.
Same here.
Okay, so they.
Well, we get to roll Death of Heroes. Now, this is not going to matter
Okay.
because
It might reduce the amount of reputation we lose.
yeah. So you're the army commander. Does it make anything on yours?
No, 5 I got.
Famous death. So you lose 1 less reputation.
Okay, so I only lose 4.
I see 5.
It was 5, yeah. What's yours?
So I get +3 because I'm fated of the gods.
Right.
Which, if I'm honest, is why I used all my
Yeah,
things
well,
in the first one. Because I actually thought you were going to kill me, and I'd be able to.
Well, I thought I was going to kill you
take
as well.
you down on the way out. I didn't plan on it going like this. I get 6,
So
which is though I die, I smite thee.
But I'm dead anyway.
Yeah, no, but I just want to roll it anyway.
So 4, 5, and 6, you'd have
then
wounded
hero-
me again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call that a moral victory.
So Arthur and Sven Eriksson.
So the thing is, though, I still lose the normal amount of reputation.
Which is what?
For him, that's only 2.
So that was a bloody affair. But it does mean that now the combat goes ahead. Okay, so now that that's happened, we need to work out the rest of this. So I've got 2 units. Now, because it's on the flank, I don't have, they both count as primary, so both my units are going to be rolling all their dice. But I have to decide which of my units is taking the hits from Robin's, and I'm going to select my elite unit here because it's got a whole bunch of support. So I'll roll for them. Now, because my unit is half its stamina, it rolls 2 dice. Sorry. It rolls half dice rather. So I've got 6 dice hitting on 5s and 6s. So I'll just go through all this and then total up all my hits. So here we go. 6 dice hitting on 5s and 6s. Remember, I'm re-rolling 1s because I charged. So just 1 and no 1s. So that was a massive load of 2s, 3s and 4s.
Was that all your dice?
Just for them.
Oh, okay.
It's easier to do it by unit. So 1. So that's 1 hit from them. Now I've got to do the Welsh. Now the Welsh have 12 dice. Okay, so they have 12 dice, and Gawain is in that unit, and he adds another 2. So they're hitting on 5s and 6s and re-rolling 1s. That's better. 1, 2, 5. There's still no 1s. So I got 6 altogether.
Now, I think it's just explaining what a bad situation my unit is in, because I've just wanted to say their armour is 4.
Yeah.
So I get 6 dice.
Yeah.
I'm on 12. I'm halved because I'm half stamina or below.
Yeah.
I'm also engaged to the flank, so I half it again.
So you're on 3.
So the maximum I can do is nothing.
That's fine, I'm sure. It's 3. It's fine.
I did nothing.
Okay.
Literally nothing.
So
I do get quite a lot of support, though.
You do.
I'm not going to give myself the uphill one anymore because I'm being twatted from across the hill.
All right.
So just 3.
3. Okay, so you've got 3 chances to reduce it. So 5s and 6s. So you got rid of 2. So you took 4 hits.
And I'm armour 3.
So you've taken 1.
So I'm taking a break test.
Yeah.
And I have only got 1 stamina left. So if I fail this...
Which you did, and you haven't got his...
it's irrelevant anyway, because I actually can't retreat. So I would take a stamina.
Oh. So
because you're in the flank.
Yeah.
I can't
retreat away.
So I would take a stamina.
Oh, so they're gone.
Yeah. Because if it was not a single combat, then in my turn I could turn to face.
Yeah,
but
I see what you mean.
You've trapped me there, and
But to be fair, they held out.
Oh yeah, I'm not
a long time. Okay, so I've just consolidated a little bit. The Welsh have moved forward and taken that central objective, and in the centre here, that unit of elite warriors has just kind of turned, so I can hopefully just face off whatever Robin is going to do. So let's go over it. It's Robin's turn 5. Right, Robin did some proper gamey tactical stuff.
Varg's Revenge.
Right,
so,
what happened?
Right, just over here, part of Varg's contingent, they've just moved down. I'm going to shoot, and if I can, at some point I'll hit you with a stick. Varg detached from the Hearthguard unit and came this way, and he used his hold fast ability as as a true reinforcement.
Yeah.
He's come to lend a hand and say how brave they've been. So I was able to recover a stamina point on that unit of Hearthguard, who have now charged. Now they're not under half
into that unit.
And then I was able just to touch
it.
the other side of the rock, and we'll just be chasing each other around the rock, not claiming...
Denying each other the point.
Yeah. So I've got a little
Right.
bit of shooting and then 1 combat.
So where's the shooting?
So I've got some shooting here.
So 6 dice, hitting on 5s and 6s.
Your armor 3. Oh,
Oh, that's a point.
that is
That's
a
yeah.
stamina.
And I get a dice. Command check. Which I
Which
passed.
passed.
But I took a point of stamina.
Oh, that reduced their shooting as well. Wasn't it? Nice.
It was unpleasant. Right, and then the other
Same
unit
over there.
at them in the front.
At
yeah?
them in the front. Yeah.
Does it because you're going across the base of the other unit? Does that
No.
count? No. So, oh no, she's fine. So it's just 6 dice hitting on 5s and 6s.
3. That's a nice.
3. But I do need a command test, which I failed.
And you can't influence them with anyone.
No.
So, I mean, that's probably half a spear. Yeah.
yeah. So we're
You
gonna
just basically touch the front of that unit.
There we go. Right.
Right.
Combat.
Combat here.
So you've now got your spears as tribute back, haven't you? No, she's
No,
taken
because I've still
damage.
taken damage. So, oh, is it damage at all? It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got 12 and you've got 12. Yeah. Okay. You charge. So you are hitting on 5s and 6s, re-rolling 1s.
Should have charged. Oh, we said into. Oh, right.
On so far, 2 hits, 2 re-rolls.
Oh, 4.
Okay. I get no re-rolls. 3, 4,
Oh dear.
5, 6. Well, we've got to do support saves.
No, you've got quite a lot.
So 4d6 in support. Cancels on 5s and 6s. So I just cancelled 1.
And then I just get 1 dice from the skirmishers because I've come
Yeah.
down the hill. So did not
No.
cancel.
Right, so let's work this out. So I did 6 hits and you did 3 hits. So the 3 is enough to put 1 point of damage on me, and my 6 hits are enough to put...
1 on me because I'm armor 4.
Okay, but I have won the combat because I have done more damage.
Yep.
So you're retreating,
Yeah.
but you need to take a command test.
I do. Oh,
No,
yes,
they-
no, you do. I do. Because
You
even,
do?
even though it's steadfast, it's if they're
Yeah.
retreated into.
So who's this for? This
So
is for
the skirmishers.
the skirmishers. Yeah, they're
Okay.
fine. And for the half guard, not fine unless you use a
I
mighty
will
deed.
use a mighty deed to reroll.
They're fine. Well, but you are retreating, and the skirmishers are now.
So my cunning plan of touching the...
So basically, we're back in the situation we were in before Varg did all that, which is they're on 2 wounds. There's no skirmishers aren't touching the objective.
Oh, are you following up?
Um,
And I'm on half and you're not, and you'll be winning?
yeah, I think we will. I think we will because I need to sort of keep you off of that, and yeah, I think we'll do that. Right, that's the end of the turn. So we've got to do some working out of reputation. So
Is there anyone that didn't
mine didn't, but I can't
Mine
do
shot.
anything. Yours shot.
Can I shoot over the top?
No, well out.
Oh, mine shot. Yeah, mine shot.
So reputation. So I've got the objective on the left and the objective in the centre. So I add 2. You have the objective on the right, so you add 1. Right, and just to total up again, for the sake of the video. So I got 4, 5, 10, I got 13.
7.
Okay, but the thing is, yours keeps on going like dips and peaks and drops.
I've been down as low as 2.
Right, okay, so now we are in the final turn of the game. See what I can do. Okay, so what happened? Everything is charged this unit, and the sort of a last push of the British to avenge Arthur's death. Gawain is now technically king. So here we go. Now remember that the objectives aren't actually terrain pieces; they're just counters. So that unit is essentially on top of it. So they are moving through, and they've charged in the side there. This unit is moved up to support. This unit is moved up to support. This unit is supporting the supporting unit, which I don't even think is a thing. And then over here, little archery duel can continue, which we'll do first of all. Now, because I'm at half stamina, I'm only going to be rolling 3 dice. Oh, I got 2 hits.
So not enough to, because I'm
No.
armor 3 against shooting. However, I failed my
Failed
command
your command
test.
check.
Oh no, I'll just take it because that just puts me the other side.
Okay,
Then.
right. In that case, then it's combat. So I've got to pick the primary unit before I.
Well, they're both primary, but you have
to pick who's taking the hit. So it's going to be the unit in front that are taking the hit.
Yep.
So I'll do the unit in front first. So they get 12 dice, and they won the last round of combat. So they are.
They've taken a wound. They haven't.
They have taken a wound. Yeah. So they're rolling 12 dice, re-rolling ones. 2, 3, and then 1 re-roll.
Oh, was Gawain adding any mighty deeds to his?
Gawain will be adding some mighty deeds. So the Welsh are going to get 12. So hang on, I've got 4 so far. Gawain is going to add 1. So I've got 15 dice, including Gawain's 1 spend on mighty deeds. 2, 3, 7. Re-rolling 1. I just remembered as well I should get reputation for Gawain charging.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So hang on, let me just add my reputation in.
Not sure it's a very heroic charge, but yeah.
It's really heroic. So I've got a total, if you include the hits from the unit beforehand, I've got 4, 8, 12 hits.
Right, let me just roll my 3 dice.
Okay. You're going to get some support because you're uphill, aren't you?
No, because you're the flank. Oh, I thought it was going to be 3 hits then, which would have been enough to do a...
So you got 2.
Yes.
There's no... Oh, no, Gawain for it to heroes.
Oh, yeah.
2 hits.
So 1d6.
But does it count? Because yeah, of course it still counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, because even though it's...
Double. Ooh!
That's only 1d6 anyway.
Oh, well, it didn't matter. Right,
I
okay.
Get 1 save from my...
From your skirmishers?
No.
No, I get 4 saves from my these units. I cancelled 2. So, yeah, I got a total of 12. And you got 1. So, I think you've taken enough, haven't you?
I have. Now, that's a Hearthguard unit, though, so that's a fair few skulls out the cup.
Okay, so they're gone?
Yep.
Excellent. Right, and I just get to make some manoeuvres. Okay, so there we go. That is the end of my last melee phase. We're just going to Robin's final phase of movement. Not too sure what Robin's going to do. I'm not even sure where the points really lie, to be fair. So let's go into it. Let's see what the Saxons are going to do in response. Okay, Robin, have you gone for broke?
Yeah, so Oyston's come off his rock, off his perch.
And he's
charged them.
So he gets those 2 reputation for doing that.
Varg has charged over there.
Yeah, and I assume he'll be issuing a challenge when it comes around to his turn.
That is probably the plan. And then, I'm guessing maybe overkill.
Just wanted to kill something.
Yeah.
All right. But I mean it's still reputation. Right, exactly. Shooting.
I do have some.
Up
so
here?
I'll get... Oh,
no.
No, so they're in combat, so I can't.
So you can't.
And I can't there, but I can here. So I'll get 3 dice.
3 dice. No, but
1.
command check.
And if you fail that... No, you didn't. Right.
Which combat do you want to do
Let's
first?
go over here first.
Okay, all right. Don't we have to do single combats first? If
we do. Yes, I'm going to issue a single combat for Varg against Kay.
And I will...
Oh, not Kay. Gawain.
Gawain. I will accept the single challenge.
What round? Are you level 2 as well?
I am level 2 as well, yes.
So there's no reputation given out yet.
No, okay. But we both count as charging.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my 1.
So am I.
Which puts me, because Varg's not...
You're not a battle smiter or anything, are you?
Oh, yeah. No, Varg's a battle smiter.
Oh, okay.
So it puts me on 4 for the first round.
Okay, I'm on 3.
Oh, dear.
Nothing.
Oh, so draw. So let's both take a 1 reputation token and fight again.
Okay.
Oh, nothing.
But there's no rerolls now, is there?
No.
I got 1.
So
it's a wound on you.
That is a wound on me, and
reputation.
You get a reputation.
Okay. There you go. So you're down to 2 dice.
Yep.
And so am I.
None.
Another 1.
So that's a reputation for you.
Yep.
And Varg is dead, so I'll be rolling on the death of
heroes.
4. I lose 1 less than the reputation. So
what was his reputation?
It was 3, so I still lose.
Okay, and he's gone. Do I get any reputation at the end of that, or is it just reputation from the duel?
It's reputation from the duel.
Excellent. Oh, I'm going to wait. My dueling had been pretty
Poor.
poor to that point.
Okay, let's do this one over here.
Okay.
Make me feel good.
Okay. I am going to get an amazing...
Don't forget you'd be on half as well.
3 dice.
No. 4, rolling 3. 5.
5 altogether. I got 1. They're dead.
You're dead.
They're dead. They're dead. They're
That's
very
some
dead.
reputation gone
That's
for
1
you.
reputation.
Oh.
Right, okay, so the last one is just your general against my unit. My unit has 12.
I get 3.
Okay, you got a load of mighty deeds there.
I do have all the mighty deeds, and I will be spending.
Okay.
I should have.
Which reminds me of one of those films where someone just runs and just into a load of spears. You know, like in Rome, where Brutus just kind of, he just kind of walks into the Roman legion. Right, okay, so how many dice have you got?
5.
Go on then.
We're rolling 1s.
So
2.
2, okay. No rerolls for me. 1, 2, 5 altogether. So we don't do Death of Heroes here, do we? Because, sorry, Risk to Heroes, because it's just worked out as normal.
Yeah, my hero is definitely at risk.
So I've done 5. What's your armour?
4.
So,
but we still get support saves.
Oh, we do.
Because it's not single combat, is it?
So
you must get... They've been in combat.
but it was a single combat.
Yeah, but the unit was still in combat.
All right, so I get 4. None.
I get 1, which is not going to make a difference anyway. But I did save it, just for the sake of it.
Okay.
So I take 4, don't I?
Yep.
And I'm armor 4. That's it. He's going to be dead.
Okay. But now you roll on the Death of Heroes thing, right?
Yes.
So he could just lash out viciously, or does he just die with a whimper?
Yeah, it's food for the ravens.
Oof, right. And then, there's no other shooting left, because I haven't got any more shooting. There's no combat. It's just the reputation awards for the standing stones. I get 2, you get 1. And that is it. Right. It is the end of turn 6, which was the final turn of the battle. So we need to basically check our reputation. So we'll come back in just 1 sec. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is probably just going to be to tip them all out. So you ready?
Don't mind Samuel.
Right. Okay. So the difference is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I don't know what that is on there's a chart to look on.
Seems all my commanders are dead. The different.
Well, the King of the Britons is dead, and his brother. Long live Gawain.
Where do we find out who?
Okay, so with a difference of 15, Robin.
That is a crushing victory. Or loss, depending on your perspective.
I mean, to be fair,
but
there went a lot. How do you think that played? Because we played this very different. It was very different to the first scenario.
Yeah, it was a lot less messy than the first scenario. Probably maybe knew a bit was going on, but then at the same time, I kind of needed to stay in place but reform.
Yeah.
And my reputation. I mean, you were kind of steadily adding. My reputation went really up and down. I got to the point where I was down on like 2.
Yeah.
Halfway through the game, but I went up as far as like 10. Got back to more than I started on at one point, and then
dipped
a lot at the end.
The thing is, we worked out as long as you were holding a standing stone, because you receive
the reputation
before you check it. As long as you were holding standing stone, you were never going to lose. It was all about holding out till those reinforcements arrived. I didn't quite realise how squishy my cavalry were, mainly because last time they didn't do that much. So I'll have to do something about that. No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. It definitely felt heroic. Arthur is not the combat monster but then I don't think he ever really is meant to be.
No,
I think he's more about
very much a politician and stuff.
Yeah, he's supporting the unit, isn't he, with Excalibur? But there we go. I mean, to be fair, really pleased with how it played. The board was fun. The scenario was fun, fighting uphill. Those support saves. It took me a long time to get rid of your units, though. I know it felt like...
the being uphill, getting effectively, is like being supported by a heavy unit.
I mean, it was really hard. I mean, there was a couple of times I think you were quite unlucky when it came to the units, and I was quite unlucky when it came to my heroes.
Yeah.
But I think the Welsh contingent who started off over here and kind of drove their way up the battlefield, taking the standing stones with Gawain. I mean, fresh units, new units in games don't normally do that well. Isn't that the rule?
Yeah.
They don't do very well. But these guys have yeah, they earn their money. So they were cool. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. We will be playing more Midgard in the future. We're going to add a couple more things and try and get them up to 300 points. So maybe there's a battle on a bridge or something in our future. Arthur's gone off to sleep in a cave. The Saxons have taken Sven Eriksson's to now Sunsensen to try and work out who's going to be in charge next.
I have to bring a shaman who can tell me what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about. Maybe next time it might be time for Merlin and the shaman to take the field. We might just add, not anything crazy, no lightning bolts or anything, but
a little bit of
trickery.
Yeah, legendary or mythical stuff.
Yeah, might be a bit of fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.